It's Friday Night Pints, brought to you by Miller Lite. We're going to pass out some cold ones. Great taste, less filling. You want a beer, Trent?
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah, let's do it.
One for the big boy. Even the ladies drinking one. I said, Kelly, you want a Miller Lite? She said, fuck yeah, I do.
Absolutely,
That's the
I
kind of
do.
girl Kelly is. Anybody you want? You good? Everyone's good. So Miller Lite's all around because it's great taste, less filling. We got the Carhartt boys here.
Yeah.
Fucking tough guys. Just came straight from the manual labor.
Right from the mill.
I got my boots on today.
When you're doing Carhartt with the Birkenstocks and socks, you know.
Straight from the mind.
After a hard day of work, they're gonna crack a Miller Lite and enjoy it. It's only 96 calories and 3.2 carbs for 12 ounces. So if you are a little sassy boy and you want to watch your figure, these are the beers for you. Everybody can drink them, guys, girls, tough guys, hipster boys. I know the Chicago boys are drinking them all day, every day. Even Tommy Smokes likes himself a Miller Lite. Tough, the big, strong fellas.
Every time.
The best part is you can get them delivered right to your house right now, too. Go to MillerLite.com/pints, I'm hoping. And you can get them delivered. Check all the delivery options near you.
FNP.
Go to MillerLite.com/FNP for all the delivery options. Also, the world's opening back up, so you can get out there and have a nice Miller Lite as the spring comes around in the summertime. I'm going to be drinking Miller Lites all summer long out at the beach, out at the pool, out at the barbecue, anywhere, anytime. That's Miller Lite because it's the best goddamn beer on the planet Earth.
Trent, did you just get really excited for that?
Oh,
For like an opening up?
No, Kelly had a physical
Yes.
reaction, and I
did.
reacted to her. But
I did because,
Yeah,
well,
go
we were
ahead.
having the conversation. He mentioned like, oh yeah, so what's the deal? I guess like, no masks. And I had
because the
figured it was
CDC
like,
came out and they were like,
and I didn't see it yet.
Trent was
It had
saying
happened.
this before the CDC.
It was like, no.
I wish I had that type
It
of
was.
intel.
It happened. He saw it like 30 seconds after it was posted. I saw it 11 minutes later. But in that 11 minutes, I was talking to Trent like, oh yeah, whatever, yeah, for sure. Like it's opening up soon. And then I saw it. I was like, wait, for real? And I was like, why is everybody freaking out? Nobody had any reaction at all.
Listen, it's
That's
finally
exciting.
here, and so you can get back out at the bar. You can, wherever you may be, you can drink your Miller Lite. Go to MillerLite.com/FNP. Like I said, celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories, 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. Celebrate responsibly. Yeah.
Once this all started, I remember making a promise, maybe on a podcast, maybe on this show, being like, when this thing opens up again, and this was 18 months ago or whatever,
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna tear the town down when this starts happening.
Pub Trent.
And
How do
now
you feel?
Pub Trent's coming back, and now I don't know.
Beer.
You know,
That was
true.
It's our drink
True,
right
he
now.
said yes. So, you know.
I feel like I don't know if I still have to fulfill that promise. I kind of want to. 'cause
Yeah.
I mean,
I
it's
don't think you
beautiful.
should.
Bro,
It's
the hangover
Yes.
will kill you.
Right, that's what
You
I'm
haven't been
scared of.
hungover in about 4 years.
It's been
man.
a
Yeah,
long
that's
time,
true.
but I still like when you get that excited about it. I feel like everybody's going to be that excited about it.
Yeah.
It makes me want to go out there and just tear it
Well,
up.
I'm almost more excited. I feel like the real like hardcore partying ship has probably sailed for me. But this week we had three total, but 2 different interviews in person for the podcast. And at one point we had Dan Soder and Shane Gillis in here in person, and it was like the funniest fucking thing I've ever been a part of. And I don't know whether that's because the bar is low now or if they really delivered that much, but it was like, oh
You guys
my god,
did
this is
stuff
great.
that I very rarely question whether I should post stuff.
yeah,
on Instagram.
yeah, exactly.
And I'm sitting on those.
That's the
ones.
crew that's gonna
those
do
are-
that.
those
By now
are-
that episode has aired, and like I actually don't think anyone's gonna get mad at that episode because it just kept getting worse. like you're
John
gonna be in
said
the
he's-
middle of an angry tweet and you'd be like, well, hang on, you fucking said that now. And then you'll have like
It
another
was-
tweet.
I mean,
Like,
we
well,
did-
you hear that?
I left
the
around
first thing was child porn.
the Jaguars that were
Yeah,
hunting the Indian village.
Yeah, that wasn't great.
popping out
That wasn't
everywhere.
great.
Yeah.
Well, that was just we were just
That was
talking
reality.
Yeah, we were just on interesting videos
That-
on the internet.
That
There's
was
just-
the real stuff.
I'll tell you something.
Sure.
Indian people just get massacred by jaguars quite often.
It's like
That's
it's like
just how
a
it
thing.
happens.
Why
If
gotta
you
say
just
it like
Google
that?
like Jaguars Indians,
My
Is
neighbor
that a
says
whole,
it
that's
sometimes.
a whole thing?
it's like they just the
Jaguars?
whole town comes out to
Jaguar?
just beat
Like Will
jaguars that
Ferrell?
come into town. They're very entertaining videos. They're not being eaten. They're just fighting a jaguar, and they're fighting it rather successfully. If we want to really talk about it.
Well, it's a whole town versus a jaguar.
Yeah,
so,
and they're fucking holding their own out there.
Yeah, well, and that debate started because we did a classic ATI question. What's the most ferocious animal you think you could take in a fight?
And
They were very confident. in
Dan
their
said you
abilities.
could beat up 20% of animals on the planet,
Yeah.
which is a fucking
That
seems
high
way too
number.
high.
And then
That's
Shane said he could take a wolf.
Yeah.
Oh, please.
Yeah,
Oh,
you put that
please.
fucker in the walls of Jericho, you could beat a wolf.
A wolf? Wolves are.
so?
You guys are
Yeah.
fucking underrating.
No,
Wolves
you're-
are fucking like almost an apex predator.
I
Their
actually I ended
senses
up
are-
giving.
Their
Yeah,
senses.
and they're strong as fuck. Their jaws have like thousands of pounds of pressure.
He started with coyote, and we were like, no fucking chance. Then I looked up how big coyote is.
Coyotes
Coyotes
are
actually
smaller.
are not very big.
Coyotes
Yeah,
are
that's
smaller.
right.
Like the size of a dog.
They got a big
Yeah.
owl, but it's about 15 to 45 pounds. They're the size of like not even that big of a dog.
Right.
And then wolves are
Also, I
big
mean,
coyotes.
the problem is like fight to the death. Like, there's a lot of animals that will like fuck me up because I'll be like, but will it kill me? Probably like not, you know. But also, will I kill it?
Ground, it's game
Right,
over.
that's-
If they get
that's
you on
it.
the ground, they're just gonna chop away at your face.
Yeah, but also again to die, they got to get your throat. They got to get you like you know, in
Also,
a
think
spot
about
where
it.
you
Think about it
bleed
like
out.
this: you're gassed from playing cornhole. Think
Yeah.
about a gas trying to fight
I
a
would
wolf.
not take a
Like
coyote.
you
I could
couldn't,
barely maybe
or
take a
yeah,
fucking poodle.
coyote,
Yeah.
wolf, anything. They don't lose steam. Like
Yeah, they
they're-
just keep on going.
They get the like how a shark, its eyes black over until it kills something. Like that's that.
Is that
I
what happens to
imagine
sharks?
same
They
thing.
can't even. They don't even see
Yeah,
until
it's
they're
like
dead.
blind. It's like
Wow.
blind.
That's
Hunger
what I
and
did to
rage
Tommy
and
in the
whatever,
Triple
yeah.
S during cornhole. I just,
My natural
Just
cornhole
ferocious.
ability is great. I get tired. I mean, we gotta go walk, fucking pick up those
Tom-
bags, bend down, walk back.
I
It's like
kid you
running a
not.
fucking marathon.
We were halfway through one round, and Tommy was legitimately breathing. He was.
You're talking to me like I wasn't.
I mean,
I don't know if this is the group to shame on like getting tired quickly
I
during
am,
a pretty easy
in my
day.
mind, I am the absolute rock bottom, and I was like, Tommy, come on.
Dude,
I mean, I was sweating. He was breathing heavy. I was sweating. I
Yeah.
just picked
You
up.
guys
did
did.
sweat.
You guys came around that corner like, woo!
It was
like,
a
you were
back.
waving everything.
It was a back and
Yeah.
forth battle.
I mean, it was a 2-game sweep, so not really.
well,
but, you know.
yeah, it was like 21-19, but
But you lost both games, so you know.
Hank was in the booth for my match, and he was like, "If you're a family or friend of John Feidelberg, like, you better be hoping he doesn't take this to 3 because I don't know if he'll survive." It was like, because I was also like very animated, so I wasn't even catching a breather during the game. Like I'd be like, "Oh, you son of a bitch!" and then throw another one, like, "Yeah!" and I'd like have to stomp down and get it back. It was a fucking.
I had to ask
mess.
for a scoring review that I knew was bullshit just to catch my breath.
I could not believe the commissioner allowed it. He was like, "No, that was 6, not 3." And I was like, "It's very clearly 3." And they're like, "Let's review it." I was like, "I can't believe you're doing this. I can't." And he sat there like, catching his breath like a fucking asshole.
So Eddie, you seem pretty confident that you could take on a wolf.
Yeah. Let's circle back
I
to
think you do
that.
like some stats on it.
Just like
You know what I'm addicted to though? You're speaking of like jaguars and shit.
Yeah.
I love those like Arizona back porch cams where a mountain lion like comes and
Yeah.
Those are
walks through.
so cool.
Those are great videos.
Those are great videos.
Like those are like whoa. Like if I was
They
out
creep
there,
up like
I'd
on
be-
the deck
for
and stuff.
that,
And you're like, what the fuck is that doing there?
I like to watch them on camera, so.
That was very Jay Cutler-esque when he did like the. What was he watching?
Oh, his chickens. He had the chickens and
was
the.
it chicken?
Yeah, he
Oh, I
had
thought it
chickens.
was bigger
I'll
animal
be
than
honest,
that.
I don't
Well,
want to read the stats.
There were. He was
I thought
set
wolves
up the
were a
camera
lot
to
bigger.
look for the bigger animal that was killing his chickens. Like he set
Oh,
up for
okay,
a reason.
okay,
So I think
okay.
it was. I think it ended up being coyotes or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
But it was.
How-
Yeah.
how big are wolves? You're saying that they're not as big as you thought.
Yeah,
Eddie might be
would've
onto
thought,
something.
well,
I don't know. Have you guys seen Twilight? They're pretty big. And
We'll keep researching because I also think they're just ferocious. But between 4.5 feet and 6 feet, which is long, but then weight measuring between 50 and 110, and the largest one on record is 175.
muscle, though.
I thought wolves were gonna.
That's what I was
Yeah.
thining they were gonna be.
I
That's
thought
where
wolves were gonna be
thought.
at 250.
See, but
No.
we're
No, I
ferocious.
would've
We're not
thought
talking like Ramsey Bolton's hounds. Like
Yeah.
they're nicer than that.
Well, but
They
they
might
are
not be.
Until you
I mean, they're
punch it in the
fucking-
face.
Yeah, so they might
Yeah,
not
first
be.
of all, you're
Start
fighting it to
fight
death. Second of all, they are hunting machines.
Right, at a certain point, that the wolf's gonna be like, "Oh, this guy's not fucking around. He's trying to kill me,"
My
and then
dad
he's
is
gonna
gonna
rip
fight
your
one
throat out.
wolf, too.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Yeah,
get
They roll in packs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What fighting wolves are like fighting
Multiples of
Triceratops, which oddly I have
What?
more knowledge about.
Okay, no, let
I
him
was like,
go.
let's go. I
Well,
also have Triceratops
it's just
knowledge.
I've seen Jurassic Park, so they surround you. Like they communicate and they surround you and then
You
attack
said a
with that.
triceratops? You mean velociraptor?
I meant velociraptor.
Yeah, I was like, what are you
I was
talking
gonna say
about?
Triceratops only like
Triceratops are
push
like
people out of the
you.
way.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
there's like
Triceratops
a-
I think are
They're also vicious,
What are
though.
they? What's the word?
Vegetarians?
It's not vegetarian, it's Vegasaurus.
Begins with an
No,
H.
no.
Begins with an H.
It's
a silent H.
I know it.
I know it too.
Herbivore.
Yeah. Yes. A Vegasaurus is awesome. But it should be called a Vegasaurus,
Right,
though.
tough.
That's technically, I feel like that's right.
Yeah. What's
Could
the other
be.
one called? You're either a herbivore or a
Carnivore.
Okay.
There's also
What if you
then there's
eat-
the
now, what if you
Tyrannosaurus.
eat
both.
What is
Yeah. What is that called?
Omnivore?
omnivore?
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
That's not if you eat both, because carnivores ate
No,
both,
omnivore I think
right?
is
I don't know if they did.
it like abstains from all. Hold on a
I feel
minute.
like you know about dinosaurs, Devlin. No?
Yeah, I feel like you would
Dinosaur,
know that
no. Star Trek and weird
Yeah.
magical shit. Dinosaurs, I never got
But I
to
guess
see.
so.
Invincible
Carnivores
shirt.
are strictly
The
meat.
Invincible
too.
shirt.
Omnivore is both food and plants.
Invincible, Ken Jack.
What are you trying to tell me a
that.
carnivore like didn't ever
Talks about
accidentally
that
eat a plant?
Wait,
Like I
what?
said, just don't like salads. They only eat meat. Really.
But like, would they eat a fucking steak salad? Like when they ate
Well,
fucking
John,
animals,
I'll be
they
honest,
ate
if I'm
I don't know if they were going to Whole Foods
If
all that
I'm
often.
thinking
Like, I don't
about
know.
like the restaurants that were, outside during the dinosaur times, I don't know if anybody's sitting down and requesting a steak salad.
They have
Like,
steak
bro,
salad.
no. If you are an animal who eats other animals, that's just what you eat. You're not also like, let me also hit this tree.
But if you kill, let's say
So
you
they have no
kill,
fiber in their body at
No.
all?
Yeah, what about a sock?
How are they taking shit? Like, what kind of shit do they
Why
have?
are these people
there-
talking as if dinosaurs
I
go
don't
to
know.
order food at a
I
restaurant?
know, it's crazy.
What about a side
But
dish?
listen,
As if they're
Alright.
thinking about fiber.
So if they
They
kill,
have to be thinking about fiber.
Do they need
point.
fiber? They're dead now. Maybe if they had fiber, they'd still be alive. But clearly, they're dead.
You can't just go about your day without any fiber in your system.
But I
Maybe
think
a
that's
You need
dinosaur
some
can.
kind of
Human, I don't know if for a fucking carnivore.
Everyone
dinosaur.
else eats at least a
Let's
little bit
call
of
it-
I'm
fiber.
gonna Google this.
Call
Just
it-
fucking
let's call
carnivores
it
need
Chris
fiber.
like if
Pratt.
they kill
Chris Pratt will
some,
know.
if they killed another animal in the middle of the jungle and it's on like a plate of leaves, which would be the ground, are they like picking around
you know,
it?
picky with like a
Right.
kid, like
That's-
like pushes his peas to the side.
Right, I don't
like
think
the
so.
meatloaf.
I don't
No,
think so.
they're just fucking eating.
I mean, there are still people who are carnivores.
Really?
Yes.
Is that
It's like a
no?
thing.
That's
It's like,
not
you know what
paleo,
carnivore
right?
is? It's keto, I'm pretty sure.
Well, there's
It
actually
is.
people who go
Yeah.
like a step further and only eat meat.
Really?
Yeah,
I
they
don't
had
know
Joe
that.
so Rogan had a guy on, and he was like super like just meat.
He's like, I
Only
just
eat
scooped meat out of my own ass.
So what does he have for
Rogan
breakfast?
once ate nothing but meat for like
Sick, John.
Did he?
a few months or
Control
like a month
yourself.
straight. He did. I think he called it a carnivore diet, and it was like truly nothing but
Yes.
meat. And he said like the first week he was like delirious and getting like sick, but then like by the end of the month he was like, I became a dinosaur.
dick was
So it's also like
Yeah,
Joe was like
forever
pumped
hard.
up with all sorts
Ready
of
to
fucking
go.
things and supplements.
there-
I'm like, I don't know if it's the fucking meat or if it's like the raging testosterone you shoot
Oh, yeah.
yourself with,
It really
dude.
is
More
just
likely.
keto. There's no
Right,
carbs.
it's keto. But is there fiber in meat? Like, I know that we eat other things for fiber, but does that mean meat is
I don't
fiberless?
know what the hell fiber is.
How about this?
I
I know it makes you
Like, I
poop.
can't
All I know is it
imagine.
makes you poop.
Tell us.
The Apatosaurus ate stones.
Oh my god.
Motherfucker ate rocks.
How do you digest that?
That's how
How
you
is
know
he
like,
shitting?
Yeah.
their makeup is their bodies are so much different. Like when we
Which-
say you have to eat plants, it's like I'm not a dinosaur, so there
Right.
probably
Right.
are dinosaurs who just like it's all
They have-
meat.
yeah, they have leather
Apatosaurus
skin, like-
ate probably swallowed stones, which settled in their gizzards, helping to grind up the fibrous plant matter they consumed. These stomach stones or gastroliths are sometimes found amongst bones. So I don't think you did shit it out. I think it just kind of stayed in there. But this says that there's like the
Gross.
T-Rex and the Velociraptor. but
Imagine
that the
knowing-
vast majority were all plant eaters.
Imagine walking around knowing how much like you probably got a good feeling in your gut. It's probably, this is actually where gut feeling came from. How many more stones you could fit in there, and like
That's
just
so
knowing
true.
like I got 3 more stones and then I'm dying.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
I'm
and,
dead
then
as
I'm
hell.
just, and then I'm going to be full of stones.
You know what that kind of is?
and I die.
It's like a modern day gastric bypass.
There's no more
Shoving a lot
space.
of-
Yeah.
No more space. Cut it all off.
Did any of the
Governor
dinosaurs
Christie.
eat both plants and meat? Probably, possibly. Fossils show that certain species had kinds of teeth. Some were for grinding, others were for tearing, while some suggest that they may have feasted on both types of food. So like very rarely. And it also said that like the Velociraptor was really the only one that was like hunting. Even T-Rexes would eat dead ones like scavenge.
Have you guys heard that dinosaurs might have had feathers?
Oh, they definitely had feathers. That's
They
not even a
definitely
mito.
did?
That's like
So,
a...
Yeah.
Yeah.
but all of them?
No,
or-
I don't know about
Some
that.
of
But
them.
like
But,
the
like-
raptor was more bird-like than like
So all like the
monster-like.
Jurassic Park
So like a
depictions-
pterodactyl. Pterodactyl would
We've
have had
seen
would
the
have had
cat-
feathers.
That's what's funny is that like, yeah, I think those are all wrong.
Dinosaur propaganda, essentially.
And
Yeah,
like
I heard that.
the
government.
sound.
Big
They
dinosaur.
like got in a
Dinosaur.
studio and they like took like an elephant trunk noise and mixed it with a lion roaring, and that's what you hear from a T-Rex. But for all we know, a T-Rex might have been like, you know, like we don't fucking
not
know.
made any noise
There's
at
no
all.
way to know.
I think they found out that the Triceratops just didn't exist either.
Wait, what?
Really?
Yeah, it's fucking
Google
Blue Ranger.
again.
So
Wait, I'm so
I-
sad.
The T-Rex, the
I
Triceratops is a
believe
myth.
so. Yeah, there was at least one that was very like heavily focused in Jurassic Park. That just was not a thing.
Did you guys
I
ever
know
watch
someone-
The Land Before Time?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
great.
The cartoons?
Great.
Fucking
Yeah.
Ducky.
Unreal, amazing movie.
horrible.
Sarah, the
Horrible.
Triceratops? What do you
Yeah.
mean she doesn't exist?
I know someone who, like, his religion, it's different, it's some type of Christianity, and, like, a main tenet of their beliefs is that dinosaurs didn't exist.
Oh yeah,
Carl Edward.
they don't believe in
that's
evolution.
Catholicism.
That- yeah, that's
Yeah.
like
No,
Huh?
we can't believe in dinosaurs? or
I mean,
what?
it's
You
not.
can- you
we
can-
talked about
God,
this the other day on the
God
podcast.
created Earth, but you know,
It
God
just
created
seems
life,
like
but
a
he-
weird hill
like-
to
like-
die.
well,
Like,
let me
there's
ask
very
this.
clearly
Yeah.
fossils.
My
In the
friend's
Bible,
girlfriend doesn't
in the
believe in
Bible,
evolution, it's
when
weird.
did dinosaurs come about in the Bible?
right. Like if you
I
look at
haven't,
the
I haven't read it.
I haven't got around to reading
right,
that
the
book
time,
yet.
if you the timeline's all off. If you believe in dinosaurs and Catholicism,
I was
This
telling Kevin that there was like
this says last week the internet said they got themselves in a tizzy that it didn't exist, but don't worry, it actually did. But
thank
there is
God.
some sort of.
So what
God.
what do we say about fossils? Just
Carl Everett says that.
You didn't see him.
That, but I think they also say that God.
that's actually true.
Yeah,
I guess
think-
I haven't seen the fossils.
Your eyes are playing
Well,
tricks
that's
on
my
you.
answer. That is my answer for everything. We've done the flat Earth thing where I'm like, all I know is like you show me some pictures and you tell me certain things, but I don't really fucking know
Unless you
any of
get
this
shot
stuff.
up there,
Yeah.
you won't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Until I see the picture, but I've never seen it myself. I think the Catholics say God put the bones there. Throw you
Yeah,
off the track.
something
But
like
not
that.
the dinosaurs?
Yeah, that's a
Because then you
I think
guys start
everyone has,
talking
like, a
about
weird
like
question
50
about it,
million
but-
years ago, 200 million years ago, you know?
There was like a bit of a controversy, like a Catholic school in my town. It was like parents found out that they were teaching science in it, and they were like,
Yeah.
they're like, what are you talking about? Like we follow creationism, and that's
But
God put Adam
not
and
to
Eve
get
there.
too
and-
deep here, but why can't like God and science both exist? Like why
Well,
couldn't
well,
God
that's
have created
That is, like,
why
the
couldn't
ultimate
God
question.
have
Keeps
created the
grabbing.
dinosaurs?
Yeah, well,
Every time there's a new
they're
revelation.
saying that science and religion are trying to explain the unexplainable just in different ways, sort of. Where it's like, we don't know where we came from, where we're going, why this is happening, and religion's trying to give you an answer, and they're coming up with a wackier answer, and science is trying to tell you how, but they're kind of come up there. But things like science is getting all sorts of shit wrong all the time. You know what I mean?
Have you
it's like,
seen
they're always-
the Pillow
Yeah.
Talk music video with Lil Dicky?
Yeah,
Where he
yeah.
talks, it's like that whole thing where she like believes in God and she's trying to talk about God and he's like, well, what about the dinosaurs? What
Yeah.
about whatever? And he like goes
But if
on
you
and
think
on
about
it.
so when everyone's like, religion, like you believe in Adam and Eve, and it's like, well, science once told you that the planet was flat. They told you that this Earth was the center of the universe. All these things. It's like, well, science was dead ass wrong. So what's the difference? Of like, you made up a story, but all of our shit is wrong.
I guess the difference is science it probably admits that it's wrong.
Yeah,
where
definitely.
Religion
Oh,
is
for
just
sure.
like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't care what you
So-
tell me.
Yeah.
I'm hanging on.
Absolutely not.
What do you think?
Like, la, la,
what do you
la,
think
la.
going
Yeah.
on right now in science will be proven totally dead ass, embarrassingly wrong, like 1,000 years?
I mean,
from now?
I'm not sold on the Big Bang Theory.
I think that actually is being challenged.
Fair.
I don't think that's,
to
I think
me,
that's
like
already
the
a thing.
idea that a supreme being is so much more unfathomable than a fucking speck of dust coming out of
Yep.
nowhere and exploding to everything that's ever happened. Like
Yep.
that takes a leap
And
of
we
faith
always
to
run
believe that.
That's
into
wild.
like what were those particles and what
Yeah,
were they
who put them
inside
there
of
or
and what did they
whatever.
burst into?
Right.
So
We talked about this before on one of these Friday Night Pints. How we clean ourselves, how we
Yeah.
wash.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah,
that's
yeah.
going to be
Right,
in
like,
20
so-
years. Is going
so,
to be
like,
like you
you
guys
know-
were using soap and water. Like
Right.
what the fuck? Like that's not what you needed to do.
yes.
What's it gonna
So,
evolve
like,
into?
Like I don't know.
Or is it gonna be like
Where you like
they
walk
got
into a thing
infrared-
and you like zap yourself with
like
rays
right now,
or something
through
like that.
COVID, they have all these things that like zaps it with a blue light and kills all the germs.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe one day you walk into a shower and it just zaps you, and they're like, "Oh, you used to use water, you
Yeah.
fucking animal."
You know what the most recent was? Because we've talked about this ages ago, and I was like, I don't think anything's happened recently. The most recent one's cigarettes.
Yeah.
Like
I
doctors
was
that
talking
give you
about that
cigarettes.
today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
these are helpful.
You know, you
These
got a
are
headache,
great.
smoke a cig.
Really?
I was
Pregnant,
talking-
smoke a cig.
I was
Yeah,
talking about that
cocaine.
today.
Cocaine was a big one.
Yeah.
Doctors were
Cocaine.
huge fans of.
I'm rewatching Mad Men right now for like the 15th time, and I wrote a blog about it today. That
ripping.
I looked it up, and there was in fact an increase in cigarette sales, specifically Lucky
Because of Mad
Strike,
Men?
because of Mad
Yeah.
Men. No joke. From 2007
it's
to
cool.
2012,
Listen,
it went
it's
up like
just
10
cool,
million.
right?
Or something
I mean, it's
insane.
just
No
fact.
one can
Yeah.
deny that it's.
Yeah.
No one can
It's
deny how
definitely
cool it is.
cool.
Smells so
It's
good.
not-
I
It smells
say
so good.
all of
Remember the
these-
other day when I was like, I smell a real cigarette.
Dude,
like I
yeah.
could truly
That's also-
smoking a cigarette,
it's true.
and I was like,
Adult
I
things
can
smell
smell
good
it.
crazy.
They're
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
The only time it smells
Well,
bad is in the morning. In the
I
morning when you're
think-
hungover.
I think an individual
bad.
cigarette smells cool. I think when like your whole car
Oh,
and
yeah.
house
Yes.
and hair
Oh, when
and
you stale
clothes.
cigarettes,
Agreed.
but
Yes.
when you're in a bar and someone's ripping a cigarette next to you,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
I think when we were in Texas for probably the Super Bowl, whatever Super Bowls ago, and like you can just still smoke in bars there because of fucking
Didn't
freedom.
you guys just run into
Yeah,
that?
I
And
was in
everybody lit
Indiana,
up, right?
and everyone, she's like, oh, you can smoke in here. She threw in her ashtray. Everyone's like, give me a fucking pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone's just ripping them.
And I love the people. I saw a guy walking down the street the other day, pulled his mask down, hit a real cigarette, put it back, and I was
Yeah,
like,
coming
no
through the
fucking
mask.
Yeah.
no juuling, no electronic cigarettes, none of those fat Tommy Smokes clouds, just a good old
Yeah.
cancer stick,
The
you know.
coolest
I'm gonna buy
person with a
cigarettes right
cigarette
after
ever
this.
in my life is actually Chicago's guy Tommy Lay now. After Rough and Rowdy won,
You spit the cigarette.
Hank beat that guy. We went to a strip club called, I think, like The Barn. And like Rhea was pouring candle wax on a stripper.
Yeah.
Hank, like we're on like the victory
Hank
corner.
missed that. He went to the
Tommy
bathroom.
Lay
Yeah.
came in and came late and went across the strip club and he was in like a big like Leatherman type jacket. I think of his like family companies. It just looked cool. and like he pushed his hair back and like blew out the cigarette because like you could obviously do that down in West Virginia, wherever the fuck we were. I took my breath away. I had to go up to him and be like,
He
that's
also
the cool. And
just
he was
recently
like,
did that
yeah,
trick
yeah,
where
yeah.
he spit it up and it flips
He's got,
his
he's got some
He's
skills.
so
He's cool. You spent a lot of time with him recently.
He's
He's
awesome
cool,
hair.
man.
He's cool as shit,
Because he's out and living in Chicago.
got the earrings.
He
He's got a
wears
great
the
head of
fucking
hair.
Dwight Schrute orange neon hat. And I'm like,
Yeah.
He also
if
has
anyone else
size
does, I'd fucking crush you.
8.5 head.
Really?
It's the biggest
So
head
we
in the
just
world.
talked about him too
Yeah.
on here. The same thing with
Well-
him and Large. We're like, whose head is bigger?
All right, with Dan Soder was here, and he has an 8, and I think it's an 8. And he was like, I got the biggest head in the world. And I was like, no. He called Tommy in, and Tommy was like, he said he wore a size like 8 hat his whole life because they just don't make anything bigger. And then one day he found an 8.5, which is considerably bigger.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, this is the right size. So he was just wearing the wrong size hat his whole life because they just didn't
Wearing
exist.
a fucking fitted that doesn't fit.
He said he used to
That's gotta
shave his
hurt
head so
your
it happened.
migraines.
So then now he has a lot of hair and it's even bigger.
And he's probably got a special order 8.5.
Absolutely.
Like,
You can't
they
find
don't
those.
have those off the rack.
He said his line is
No.
it's too big for anything above sea level, which I think is fucking hilarious. It's like only dolphins should have the same size head as me.
Love that.
Yeah, he's a cool cat. He's very smooth. He's also got 93 million Hoge coins. So when that shit goes to the moon and beyond, your boy Tommy Late's going to be rich.
Like a cool guy like that.
Cool guy
like,
who's also a nice
he's
guy.
somebody that
And
could get
hard
rich
worker.
off
Like
of.
I remember
He
back in
deserves
HQ2,
it, you know?
he was one of those rundown guys that was just like, hey, do all this
Yeah,
shit,
yeah.
and
Yes.
never get recognition.
It was
for
like,
it.
hey,
Yeah.
we're doing the
And now he's
rundown
here.
at 4:30 and it has to be out by 6. Like, done, do it, fucking, you know. But yeah, I always get worried that I'm gonna mush Hoge, and like I don't deserve nice things, but Tommy Lay does.
Right.
So
We're gonna ride his
Yes.
earning to get rich.
Right.
Yeah.
right on top of him. Another one? Who else wants another beer?
I'll take
I'll have
one.
one.
3, 4? How many am I
Heck
getting?
yeah.
It's the same thing with dip, though, John. Like, I always want
Seriously.
cigarettes
I
to
don't
be
think
around in
dip's
some
cool.
fashion.
I think dip's gross.
Oh,
but I'm a
really?
pussy. I'm a fucking.
think
I'm like
dip's
a
so gross.
city boy
Thank
pussy,
you.
you know?
I've never thought dip was cool.
Yeah.
I've never
No,
thought it
no,
was cool.
spitters are gross.
Yeah.
Like where the dip it goes. But and I'm
But when
worried
you got that
like kids are vaping too much, where it's like someone's got to throw a good old fashioned dip in.
Yeah.
The
You know what
dip,
I mean?
even the pouches, I kind of like, I don't know about that.
Do you still dip a lot?
Huh?
Do you still dip a lot?
I have not dipped in a week.
I was gonna say I
I was
haven't
gonna say, I
seen.
haven't noticed you're dipping much.
I wasn't gonna bring it up, but the
Guess what this conversation's gonna do? That's how John's gonna finish up his night.
Just split a pack of cigarettes with me. It'll be fine. It'll be fine because I need that
World's
right now.
opening
in fact, I
Yeah, the world's
have
opening
I
up.
have 4 that I keep right on my kitchen table as like a bit of it. I'm like, is today
Really?
gonna be a day you take one with you? Nah, never mind. I'm
Wow,
gonna do it. I'm
that's
gonna do it.
even
I
better.
do that with candy
like
sometimes.
Batman
Maybe you've done something
Yeah,
similar. I
for
keep
real.
Sour Patch Kids in the house.
No, I haven't
Yeah.
done anything similar to that trend. Okay, we're heavy on that train
Yeah.
still.
I do that with wine. My house is full of wine, like too much wine, and it's all sitting around, and I'm like, I could have it if I want, but I won't.
Wow,
all day
you
long.
guys.
It's
You're
actually
a bunch
like
of pussies. That means you're not addicted.
that
I know.
makes me want it less. If it wasn't there,
Yeah.
I'd be like, I gotta get a 10.
Totally agree.
But since it's right there, I'm like, I can have it, but nah, fuck it.
Tommy, you strike
feel
me
the
as the
same.
type of guy who once tried to dip and then threw
No,
up.
I actually dipped quite a bit.
Have you?
In
You're a dip
college,
guy?
I
Tommy
used
did on the
to.
rundown the other day.
Really?
Yeah.
That
I
is
like
a
it.
stunning
Really?
revelation.
Well, I mean, not a lot, but like if I'm drunk.
But like if I gave you some right now,
I'll
you
prefer a pouch.
okay.
Yeah,
I like it when I'm drunk.
You're a pouch guy? I don't
Put a
dislike
pouch
pouch,
in,
but
and it takes
just
you to like a
different feel
new
to it.
level.
That's what I always
It's
hear.
like
You
a
get that
very
buzz.
fun
No,
like
I don't-
buzz
I don't
where it's like
really
half
want
drunk, half high. It's just
Anything
a
you
fun-
can say that takes you to a new level like that.
You're in.
have
Do you
to
dip?
Do.
Yeah.
Only time I dipped was Clemson at the Blackout Tour. Tom Zolo put some in my mouth and dipped myself, and I like puked immediately.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I can't.
I feel like
I
you're,
think I keep
I feel
this
like you're a
one
bitch who
today.
one night will be like, I'll do it.
So you would think, and there were so I am
You would
surrounded
think.
by bitches who did that. I was
Yeah.
the only one who did not. I was like, you know what? No, that's where I draw the line.
You know
Is a
what?
dip in
That's
my
actually.
mouth.
I bet you if the other girls weren't doing it, then you would have done it. But you're like,
100.
oh, these
Oh,
girls
yeah.
are trying too hard. I'm not gonna do it.
Also that. Also that. You know me too well.
When I see a girl who dips, I'm either like you are like a bad bitch or like you're a tryhard. So it's one or the other. Where it's like you're either naturally doing it or
Yeah.
you're like doing it to impress somebody.
I
Which
think
I
it's
think
just
is crazy.
like why.
I
Like
think
I'd much
all
rather
of these
smoke a
things,
cigarette.
though.
I think cigarettes are better.
The
Anyway.
first guy who found some tobacco and said, "Let's mush it up, roll it up in paper, light it on fire, and suck on it." Crazy.
Crazy.
First guy
Yeah.
was like, "I'm gonna put this in my mouth and we're gonna cut the lip and we're gonna in the bloodstream."
some
Like
home runs.
what? Yeah, I guess there's a lot of that.
When I learned there was like sawdust inside dip to cut your lip so it'll go into your
Fiberglass
bloodstream,
and shit.
fiberglass, whatever. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, well, we
No,
don't.
no.
Is it that? Are we that desperate? I
Yeah.
think we can.
Well,
There are
the
other
answer is yes.
ways.
I told this story before. A kid on my college baseball team had braces. And before he put a dip in,
no.
he'd go like this. to
cut
fucking cut his lip up more.
So
it would be
insane.
blunt, so it'd be
That's
That's
raw.
fun.
What?
That is hardcore.
Degenerate.
Yeah.
I respect it, but
To
that's
just tear your lip
Brace's
apart.
age to be doing that? What,
I know,
like
I
teen,
know.
like early teens?
Yeah. Well, that's because you
It's
boarding
hardcore.
school time.
Parents
No, it was in college.
College.
wow.
Yeah, because braces in college, you gotta kill yourself.
How embarrassing. Yeah,
That's
that's
crazy.
You should be
like,
cutting
I
your
was a
lips with
freshman,
braces.
but I think he was like a junior.
Yikes. I mean, what do you nowadays? I'm fucking. I keep thinking. I say all this shit about the young generation. They get their porn too easily. They get their music too easily. They get their all that shit. They also the braces now. I feel like are
Braces
clear
are so
and you can't
easy.
see them. And they go behind your teeth and You're done in like a month. Whatever happened to strapping some metal brackets on your teeth, ripping some wires, and pulling your teeth into place while you're bleeding and crying and ugly.
bullshit.
That's
Shame.
a fucking
Shame.
Don't-
It crafts you.
Yeah.
You
You want to hear a story
Sure.
about my mouth? I had braces. I got them on in the 5th grade, okay? And I had the ones where some of them had hooks on them so you could put rubber bands.
Yeah,
So you could like
that moves
tighten
your
them up.
jaw.
You had to move your shit
Yeah.
around, okay? So they put 3 of my molars, all 3 had hooks. The ones all the way in the back are on my farthest back teeth, all 4. And it was like 2 days after I got my braces, and I was in excruciating pain. I was
Yep.
like, this is the worst pain of my life. I'm telling my mom. She doesn't believe me. She's like, suck it up. It's braces.
Yeah.
Turns out the hooks were embedding themselves into my my cheeks.
Yeah.
And I woke up on a Saturday morning and I was sobbing, crying. I was like, Mom, can you just at least look at them? Like something is
Yeah,
wrong.
just
And she was like, ooh, okay, yeah, let's go to the orthodontist. And he had to like surgically remove them from my mouth. And so my very back teeth have never been straightened because they had to take the
Holy
braces off.
See? But you're a better bitch
But
for it.
I dealt with it and I lived.
Still wear retainers? Like
supposed to.
adult retainers.
I would like to
Right,
get
right.
new
Like you're
retainers,
supposed to
like,
wear it after you
clear
get your
ones.
braces off. I wore it for, I don't know, a year or two.
Yeah.
But like I know like friends that's like still wearing it
Yeah, that's
5 years.
That's
You're
I got the
fucking
permanent
crazy.
one still on my bottom.
Yeah, that's
Really?
that's-
Yeah.
I had that too,
It's
but
just
it
like a
fell
bar
off
that
like
just
2 years
stays
ago.
there, yeah.
It like
Oh, did
fell
you?
out of my
Yeah,
mouth.
mine
Yeah,
too.
I had it and then it
No, but
fell.
it's there permanently.
Yeah. It's
Oh
just-
yeah, no. I'm
But
saying
you're
like some
popping
people
in and
put it
out.
in like
Yeah.
at night to
That's
go to
no.
sleep.
You're a real fucking loser.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't do that. I was like, once the braces were off, I was like, I've done my
free.
fucking part.
Yeah.
I'm
Did
done
you
with
ever
it.
Right, like,
have
I'm
the
all set.
expander?
No, but I had
God.
a friend who
Oh,
did.
God.
I had a
Yeah.
friend who
What is
did,
that?
and he was sick.
I never
That's-
had
I mean,
that.
that sounds like a torture device.
It is.
It
Well,
was.
but let me explain it
Expander.
to you because it fucking is. It's like a
Worse than
I think it
braces.
usually is in the top mouth. but I guess it
Palate
could be,
expander, right?
Yeah.
Is what it's
So
called?
I guess it's if your shit is too small, you have to expand it. So it's like imagine like a little thing. Imagine almost like a spider, I guess, with like little things that are out into your teeth.
Yeah.
And you put a key in the middle and you turn it and it's like
That
and
is
it- and it
legitimately a
expands.
torture device.
Yeah.
Yes, literally.
So you'd
it's
be
called
like
something like
time
a herb or something.
I mean, it's kind of the same thing. You go to the orthodontist and they tighten your braces, so they pull the wires. But this was like you turn the key
Speaking of
yourself.
Ramsey Bolton, that's what he did to Reek. He had him up on the thing and would
Right,
turn that thing
crank
and
it and it would stretch him. Yeah,
stretch
you do
it.
that for your fucking mouth.
It's
No,
insane.
I had that, and I was
Yeah.
convinced one time that it was
Herbst.
digging into the roof of my mouth. Like it
probably
was
was.
the worst headache I've ever had, and I was like, "It's digging in. Like we have to go to the emergency room."
It is
but just
absolutely
like
brutal.
food would get stuck in there.
Oh,
and
that was the other
cause,
thing.
like,
The-
then you had to get like that little spray thing to shoot in your
Yeah.
mouth.
Yep.
Worst
I had a
experience.
headgear at night. I was like, I'm not.
Oh,
This
that's
now.
tough.
Same.
I never had headgear.
I was like,
I
listen,
month with that.
I
I was
never had
alone. Nobody saw it. I was in, it's not like I was like having girls over. I was like 4th grade, and I was
Yeah.
still like, you're a loser if you wear this. I'm not
No.
doing it. And it was
No.
like, guess what? Your teeth are still fucking crooked because you won't wear it.
Right.
But I mean,
It's
yeah,
worth
man,
it.
that shit I feel like is all gone. I feel like it's like you put this little plastic thingy in, and
You know what's the thing people
For a
do
few
now, or
hours a
girls
day.
do now,
I didn't know that. I
is
didn't know
they do,
braces
which
were-
I might do in my life if it ever comes to. People will get the like year-long or 6-month-long Invisalign before their weddings and stuff.
you get it like extra
Yeah,
straight
because
before you're
everyone's like,
done.
oh, I had braces, I never did anything about it. Now I'm going to do this like
That's not
6-month crash course, whatever, and so they look good at
Yup,
their wedding.
yup.
A lot of my friends did it.
I mean, I used to. I think teeth. This is like a very 3G thought, but like teeth are fucking weird, man.
Teeth are super
you know?
weird.
And,
Teeth are bones.
And why is it? Why have we
weird.
decided?
Yeah,
Like here's
straight up,
what we
man.
should do.
Out our teeth weird.
We need to go back to a time. I wish if I could like Men in Black the whole fucking world or just start over. I would say that being fat, pale, and having crooked teeth is hot.
Well, just move to
You
England.
know?
What do you mean? Kevin, that
like-
literally was hot
Yeah,
in
that's
England.
what I mean. Like it was at one point. If you were pale, that means you were wealthy because you were inside and you
Yeah.
weren't outdoors working. And if you were fat, you were wealthy because you had food to eat. I don't know about crooked teeth. That's never. But like,
That's just
why?
British.
That's just
Why
British.
do
That's
we
just
have?
British.
Why do we? Why is the system that like? I get why you can't have teeth when you're a little kid. You got a nurse and all that. You can't be chewing on things. You're gonna bite your tongue and blah, blah, blah. But the fact that they come in just like They just throw them in there, and then just a fucking wreck, you know? Why
That is
doesn't it
wild.
just? Why aren't like sometimes your bones all crooked? Why are your teeth crooked? Why is you know what I mean? It's like haven't we figured out? Haven't we evolved beyond this? It's crazy to me.
Maybe
and then
at
people pay
night-
thousands of dollars to get straight. Get Marty Mush redoes his whole mouth, and he's like good looking now. It's like, well, why was Marble Mouth chewing on rocks over there? Not hot, but the straight teeth is. It's the stupidest thing in the world.
It's just this unrealistic standards of beauty, Kevin. We all know about
you
this.
got good teeth, but you did
I
have braces.
I have good teeth. I have braces from the 5th grade to the 7th grade, and which was actually great because I got mine off while most people were getting them or like had
Yeah.
just gotten them.
Like, I'm done,
so that
bitch.
was nice. And then
Where do you rank a smile on a guy?
pretty high.
Yeah,
honestly,
that's
pretty
what
high.
I mean. It's like
I wouldn't say no to like a little bit of crookedness or whatever, but if you have like jacked up teeth, it's
what
all
about
I
a
look
gap,
at.
like a straight hand gap?
Depends.
If the rest of you is super
If the rest of
high.
you is super hot and if it like works on you. Some people
Yeah.
a gap works, you know. Like
Yeah.
Michael Strahan, it works for him. Like it's
Well,
like, oh, it
I
looks,
feel like they
looks
say
fine on
that.
him.
It's like
He's
there's like
Michael
models.
Strahan.
Right, that's what I'm saying. He's Michael Strahan. He can do with the gap.
But, like,
also,
when-
like, what's her face? Georgia, the model. The super
That's
hot
what I mean.
model.
You're a
Doesn't
model?
Cara Delevingne
Cara
have that
no,
too?
she doesn't. But
She doesn't?
but
I don't
the other
like
Georgia.
I
what's
think
her
we
face
say
does.
that looks okay because it's a model, but I don't think it looks alright. I don't know.
It's just
like
not
that
my
other girl.
favorite
I'm
thing.
gonna get killed for this, but there's the Winnie model who's got the skin thing.
Oh,
She's like,
vitiligo?
I don't know.
Yeah,
That
Winnie
doesn't look
Harlow.
good to me, I'm
yeah.
sorry. You
Winnie
look like
Harlow
Michael
has-
Jackson's crazy.
Winnie Harlow has vitiligo, and it's interesting. I think is why a lot of
'Cause it's-
models are
it's
like that too. 'Cause
symmetrical.
it's interesting. Not even no,
But
it's not
she-
symmetrical even.
Oh,
It is
I
a
heard
little
it was
bit.
like the same on both sides or something.
I don't
That's
think
why
it's
it's a
exactly
big
the
deal.
same. I think on her face it is, but I think on her body it's not. But so people think that I feel like model hot and model things are different than like the
Interesting. It's like, wow, I've
regular
never seen that.
standards of beauty
Yeah,
in a
it's
way of
I
like
just want
you're
a, like,
interesting,
skinny girl
you're
with fat ass.
exotic.
I don't need to have you look interesting.
Yeah.
You guys
It's
consider
exotic that she has
Tom
this
Cruise having
vitiligo.
a good smile?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know he's so awesome.
He's got, if you look, there's a picture of it. When you look at the symmetry, actually, it's like actually over here. but you
Yeah.
don't
So his
realize
middle-
it.
his middle,
so
like-
it's
Well,
like
like
a
a
trick.
funny-
So it is good, but also when you know it, it's like, ooh.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
weird.
I would
He
never
is,
say like, oh, look at Tom Cruise's teeth though. So
Yeah.
he's doing a good job.
He has like a full tooth that's just like right here.
It's like right in the center. Yeah,
It's like a
strange.
very
I get it. I
Fox
see what you mean.
style
Yeah, that's fucked
It's
up.
super weird. You know what my grandparents say
Yeah,
now,
it's
or my
weird.
nanny
Look
used
it
to
up.
say when I was
Tom
younger?
Cruise models.
We'd go to the beach. They live at the beach, and she would always point out the very tan people and be like, "They must be rich." And I always was like,
Yeah.
"Why?" And then she's like, "Well, old days, whatever. You were too rich. Like you could stay inside. You stay out of the sun. You weren't working in the fields. Now,
Now
it's like the tanner you
you're
are,
not inside working.
you have money to go on vacation.
Yeah.
So that's what that equally translates to,
Yeah.
which I think is interesting.
Why I'm pale as fuck, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
Tom
real,
Cruise
for
got a
real.
weird ass smile.
Yeah, it's just a lot of. He's got too many teeth.
It's
He's like
off center, and it's like.
Oh yeah, and that one gum is higher.
he's
Yeah.
got one too many
I
teeth
think
in
it
there. I
distracts
think.
you with the excitement, the energy.
It also doesn't help that he's always like this.
Yeah, he's crazy. He's weird.
Yeah.
Speaking of that smile that you just looked at, I just watched The Witches of Eastwick the other day with Jack Nicholson,
Mm-hmm.
and I first of all love that movie. It's got Cher, Susan Sarandon, and Michelle Pfeiffer, fucking hot cast.
Mm-hmm.
And Jack Nicholson, I've never once thought he was like that great or that cool. I always thought he was like kind of creepy
Oh.
and whatever. He's awesome, and I have been
he's-
underestimating him my whole life.
He's, I think, like top 5 fuck the most women ever.
I mean, I'm in line
His
now.
body
'Cause,
counts like-
I mean, I don't know how old he is now, but like him
Well,
and Witches
yeah.
of Eastwick, he's
I
like
think his
kind of
body
weird
count
and gross,
is-
but I'm
It's
down.
between like 4,000 and 5,000 women.
I believe
Really?
it.
It's like
I
it's like
believe
Will,
it.
it's like Will Chamberlain
this
at
you
30.
guessing, or
no,
is
no,
this
no.
like
I know
a
this for a
fact?
fact.
No, I believe it. Like I had seen
Will's-
it before, but not in a long time. And the whole point of the movie is that he's like the devil, and he's charismatic, and he like entraps all these witches in
Yeah.
Eastwick. And you think like, oh no, I don't get it. Like he's gross, and they all are like, you're disgusting, you're repulsive, we hate you. And they're
He's
having
so
sex
dick.
5 minutes later,
Yeah,
and I'm like, I kind of get it though. He is a little bit hot.
Will
Randomly,
has
like
fucked
why?
like 30,000 girls. Then there's some dude.
Let's see,
He's
I'll
an
look it up.
Italian. He's an Italian. What's the word? He's like a bellhop. He like works at a
bellhop?
fucking. Yeah, that's when you get bags at a hotel, right?
sure is.
It's
Wait.
something like that. He's fucked like.
How did this
10
guy climb the rankings?
I don't know.
No,
I
he
think,
probably just fucks all the hot guests.
I think it's that. I think it's really that.
How's that
and then
happen,
it's like Jack Nicholson after that.
Is it Julio Iglesias by
That
any
sounds
chance?
like that was
Iglesias
no,
by any
it's-
chance?
It's like who has
Among,
no, my job's
among his
actually
lovers.
super
Wait a
cool.
minute. Oh my God. Among
40,000 girls.
among
Is this the
Jack
Italian guy?
Nicholson's
Oh, no.
among Jack Nicholson's lovers, there's like a whole list, whatever. Justin Trudeau's mother. That's crazy.
Oh, Fidel Castro also. I knew that one. He fucked 35,000 women. They said
Those
that
probably
it used to
weren't
be
all
Right.
consensual.
right.
though.
But they said it was like 4 in the morning, 4 at night, 4 in the afternoon. Like it's like he never
I
stopped.
want to hear more about this Italian bellhop.
I know. I
Yeah.
gotta find
Yeah,
it.
who is
I want a
this?
movie
That I
in
don't
town.
know.
Yeah, that does sound like a movie,
I think like
right?
the Grand Budapest Hotel.
I
but-
was thinking it's a Wes Anderson movie, but I
Listen to
that
this.
bellhop.
Kim Basinger, don't you love her? No, you like Kate Beckinsale. Kim Basinger, who shot Batman with him, Jack Nicholson, described him as the most sexual individual I've ever met. Actress Karen Mayo Chandler recalled her sex life with Nicholson in an interview with Playboy. He's a non-stop sex machine. He's into fun and games like spanking, handcuffs, whips, and Polaroid pictures. I am in on Jack Nicholson. Are you kidding?
Yeah, that's fucking.
He's 80 now, but like whatever.
Dude, have you ever seen his?
Like whatever.
Maurizio.
He's down.
I don't know why I can't say this. Maurizio Zanfanti, dead at 63.
Wow, rest in peace.
Oh, how perfect is this?
Drown in
According
pussy.
to, literally, died while having sex. Slept with 6,000 women, dies while having sex. That, to me, write the movie.
There it is.
That is
Wow.
like, and look at him. Oh yeah, he looks like a fucking.
Oh, fuck.
Like, he looks like an 80s like rock
Oh, exactly.
Fabio.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, that's
I love
exactly
it.
what I thought he was gonna look like.
I love
Tommy, write
That was
that
a
movie.
bellhop?
I thought he would have had. I thought he would have
Yeah,
brown hair
I
versus
wrote that
blonde.
movie
Right.
A
The
legendary
middle.
I
Italian
will be the
playboy.
Perfect.
He was a nightclub promoter, so I might have been off on that. I think there was something to do with a hotel though. So I think he just like fucked everybody who came through. He was entertaining a tourist from Romania in the back of a car on a Tuesday night when he suffered a fatal heart attack, and the paramedics could not revive him. Italy's most successful lover. I don't even know if this is the guy I'm thinking of, but
Italy's most successful lover isn't an Italian politician. That's a surprise.
Shocking.
Remember when they had like 3 prime
Hugely
ministers in a
shocking.
row all have to resign because
Yes.
they just fucked too many people?
Yes.
Right.
It was just like
It's just so Italy.
every single time. It was like, dude, you're at an orgy too? We just fired the orgy guy.
They probably think like, all right, well, he was just at an orgy, so nobody's gonna be checking up on me being at an orgy. Like, I'm good.
who do you think is the woman who's had sex with the most men?
Great.
Besides
Cleopatra.
Kelly Keys.
Has to be Cleopatra, maybe me.
Yeah,
has to be-
Cleopatra.
No, Cleopatra. You know, she fucked both of her brothers. Cleopatra.
Helen of Troy.
Helen of Troy.
I feel like
No,
these
Helen
girls.
of Troy was a one-man woman.
That's what
Yeah.
I feel like.
She was more of a
most of
tease.
them would, like, get a boyfriend basically. But I
Yeah.
guess Cleo
I think-
was like, I run this shit.
I think it's somebody that's not famous. Like I think we wouldn't
Just
even
a-
know this
just
like a
person.
Just a
groupie, like a
slut.
random groupie. Yes,
Like
who's
a
like the
regular
most
old hoe.
famous?
Let me run down the list
rock and
first.
roll groupie of. Oh yeah,
Right.
Penny Lane in
Based off
Almost
of
Famous.
Famous. Was that based off
Fuck
a real
everybody.
person?
I think so, maybe.
was.
I
That girl
But
who banged all the
that's
famous
gonna be
sons.
like a few hundred.
That
You
what?
think? Or like,
Girl who banged all the
don't know.
famous
Jack Nicholson had
Title
said
one
around
night, yeah.
2,000 for Jack Nicholson, so I feel like it'd have to be.
I would guess she's actually.
I gotta say
probably
Madonna,
might
but I don't
be.
think that's
Who might
right.
be? Say it again.
The
Girl who banged all the Phoenix Suns.
Yes.
She was a
Oh,
podcast.
sure. That's what I'm saying. Like a groupie
Yeah,
or like
yeah,
a
yeah.
cleat chaser.
Dude, this
like
is so
a-
awesome. Let me just read the list. How do you even know these things? Like, everyone just takes it as gospel that Will Chamberlain's fucked 30,000 women. How do we even know anything?
Like, it's just he
remotely
said
close?
it.
Yeah.
So like it's like
So,
if they said
Like,
it.
all right, well, I
this is
believe
the
Mick
top
Jagger's on
11 people.
Jagger.
11, Hugh Hefner. 1,000 girls.
Okay.
That's like light work for him considering who he was.
Yeah, that
I'm
seems
surprised
crazy.
that's low.
That's real.
Number 10, clocking in, three-way tie, 2,000 people each. Simon Cowell, Dennis
Huh.
Rodman,
Whoa.
Jack Nicholson.
Wow.
Wait,
Simon Cowell.
Because Simon Cowell was probably like, I'll put you
what?
through the next round. Just fucking
a t-shirt on. He doesn't.
Wait,
take any clothes off.
what is the source material?
Yeah, true.
It's honestly, it's probably just everyone's autobiography. It's just like they said it in their book, and that's why I.
I did not see Simon Cowell.
Me either.
So
Neither.
this
He
is
is
also
trying
what's
to-
cool
No
about
pun
Jack
intended.
Nicholson is that in Jack's case, other people make the claim, and then everyone else is saying how many they had. But like everyone else is like Jack Nicholson's fucked 2,000 people.
Yeah,
so that's
yeah.
like don't talk
That's
about it, be
legit.
about it.
Which is
Number
Easter, you
9,
gotta watch it.
you just said him. I don't know how you knew this. Julio Iglesias.
It was because in the thing, it was like,
Oh, it was on the list.
forget Julio Iglesias, Jack Nicholson
Okay,
is
so he
is
fucked
fucking more
3,000.
people.
Ron Jeremy fucked 4,000. That's kind of
Okay.
cheating.
Ron Jeremy.
Gene Simmons 4,600.
Oh.
Charlie Sheen 5,000. He's a big one. Probably
Yeah.
gave people a lot of AIDS.
Makes sense. A lot of
This is
AIDS.
my favorite number. Warren Beatty clocking in at 12,775.
Very specific.
the
John
Notebook
Holmes. Oh, he was in porn. So
Oh,
again, that
that's
doesn't count.
Dirk
Oh, doesn't
Diggler.
count.
Okay. Yeah, he's
right.
been in an estimated 2,200 porns.
Wow.
He is the only person on the list to die from an STD, though. So
No.
Will Chamberlain
Damn,
is
which one?
third at 20,000. Fidel Castro's 35.
Oh no.
What a look.
Who
I've
is it?
never been
Who
told.
is
Women
it?
are at the top of the list.
Oh.
It's a set of twins. The Falcon Twins. This has got to be
Come on.
They got to be like a circus act. The Fokkens, the Falcon Twins. 177,500 each.
Yeah,
That's not
Louise and Martine Falcons. That's
It's
again
fake
clearly.
names.
Oh,
Fake
they
names.
are. They're whores from the Amsterdam's red light district.
Of course.
They claim to have sex with 355,000 men combined on their run. That roughly comes
Their
out to
run.
10 men a day, assuming they took 2 weekends of vacation a year.
Imagine that. They
That's
took
Time to go on vacation.
We have to go on vacation.
Close
so
up.
we gotta go on vacation.
You
Yeah,
know,
so I
that's
gotta-
maybe the most underrated blog, like the new Barstool era. It's got to be Asa's blog about all the people she fucked. Like that was
yeah,
that
that's
was a
great
great like. that
Dude,
was
one of
super
these
interesting.
days, I'm gonna crack her.
Horny
because
Frankie
she-
over there is like having the time of his life. Thinking
wanna
about all the
join
women
up
that
with a
these
horn
girls
wall?
have had sex with.
He says,
You're just sitting over there like, oh, I can't get enough of this conversation.
177,000 guys these people fucked.
I want to see a picture like Kobe and Shaq after like the three-peat
making you
of
laugh,
like those
Frankie?
two twins, like in the hallways, locker room. just-
You enjoying this conversation that we're
Get a
having?
picture of them.
What do you want to
Photoshop
borrow
of
from
that.
that?
from afar, I was enjoying it.
Asa?
What do you think about-
Asa has some celebrities on the body count, and she will not tell you.
Right.
She is a fucking OG. She's a real one. Like she.
I respect that.
She won't even tell you if like slid in DMs. Like she does not talk.
Keeps
And
it
I'm like,
on.
I really won't say anything on Friday Night Pints. I swear to God. But she.
Lisa Ann was the same way. Remember we asked Lisa Ann?
Yep.
But then she's like, I won't tell anybody. But John Sally's cock is
Oh heavens to Betsy! These women look like the Italian guy.
Oh,
first of
wow.
all,
good
okay.
for
But I mean,
them.
granted, they've been fucking. They've been fucking men for
That's not
60
right.
straight
Ran
years.
hard and
I
feel like
was
I'm
like
I feel like I'm a teacher doing like reading a picture
That's
book.
just an
Let me
unfair
show you
comparison.
class.
Yeah, I mean, that's not
see
their,
him-
that's
let me
not
see
their
him on their
crime.
grind.
Yeah, let's
That's
see
their
it.
grind.
Kevin, what was the number? 100. What was the number?
177,500 each.
Oh, 100 is, I thought you said 300. I was like,
Combined,
oh, combined
355,000.
355, okay.
I mean,
took 2
all of
weeks
these
off the year,
pictures
though.
are them when they're old.
Yeah,
so I don't know
vacation
if cameras didn't exist when they were younger, but these hoes are old news.
Damn.
Goodness.
Well, I mean, I'd like to.
I bet you these girls will
Ludacris said it
suck
best, right?
your dick right off, man.
See you, Frankie.
These girls are fucking
Frankie.
But you were just
professionals.
said you were into an 80-year-old Jack Nicklaus, so it
Jack
just,
Nicholson, yeah, I
Jack
don't.
Nicholson.
After watching, like I said, Witches of Eastwick, I was shocked by how entranced I was by him, and I think I need to watch a little bit more, a few more of his movies, because I've seen him in things. The only thing I can really recall him in is like Mr. Deeds, or not Mr. Deeds, Anger Management.
You seen Chinatown?
With no.
You seen The
That's like
Departed?
old-
I have not.
You've seen
That's
The
like
Departed?
old hot.
I've seen The
guy.
Departed,
The
yeah,
Shining?
but again, he's kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen The Shining.
One
I guess
time
I've
was
seen a lot of his
Batman?
movies, but I just never
never
thought
thought
of him
sexually.
sexually. No, until this
Well,
movie.
also, I mean,
and
when
was
he
like,
was
oh,
young,
shit.
I think he was, like an it dude. An it
He's
guy
kinda young in the
Well, he
movie,
was a
and he's
guy.
hot.
Yeah.
For decades.
I think it was like, Sean Connery, Jack Nicholson,
Yeah,
like
he
these
was
guys who
definitely-
were clearly. I mean,
Hotch Cuckoo's
I just got a text message. I'm about to freak out. I said text message from my friend Grace saying, "Did you see this? John Mulaney and Olivia Munn allegedly dating.
Gross.
Fuck off."
oh wow.
Absolutely
Kelly
not.
is
That's
a
your
John
man, right?
Mulaney.
Yes, it
Good
is.
for John Mulaney.
Fuck yeah.
That's kind of fucked up to get right out of rehab,
hate
dump
it.
your wife, and fuck Olivia Munn.
I hate it.
I mean, I love it. Olivia Wilde is a scum.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
No, she's not. No, she's
Very
not. She
disappointed.
did Aaron Rodgers so dirty. I hated that.
No, we're out on Olivia Munn.
Yeah.
No, we hate her
When
now.
she went
right?
out-
We hate her.
I
No, we
love
hate
Is
her.
that because
I
of the
let-
Bachelor
like-
stuff?
Yes, remember he deserted his whole family because of her.
That's
Yes.
right.
And
Yeah,
Jordan
that's right.
Rogers was like,
Yes.
"Come back to us," and he was like,
I've
"No."
heard that story,
That's
but
right.
also she went on Whitney Cummings' show and like said that Aaron Rodgers was gay and that he wasn't good at sex, and she was like,
she said he wouldn't eat her pussy.
she's heavily
Okay, that's fair.
insinuated
That's
he
a
was
fair
gay.
argument.
I think that's
and said he would only have sex spoon style, and she was like, he would only have sex spoon style where he couldn't see my face, and she was like, "Do you get what I'm saying?" And Whitney was
that's
like,
fucked up to
"Oh,
do.
you're saying that the guy might have
Yeah,
possibly been gay," and she was like,
okay, okay. That's
still
like-
works.
that's
Just
really
just because he doesn't like
hot.
fucking you doesn't mean that he's gay, and like even and if he was, that's a sad. That
I
sucks.
think
That means
Olivia
Aaron Rodgers is
Munn-
struggling to come out and like and was, you know what I mean? So it's
Right.
like fuck. I hate
I think
that
Olivia
shit.
Munn is very hot, obviously. I also think she's pretty funny sometimes. So when I hear shit like that, I don't like it.
Yeah.
I will say if she kept that to only complaining like he never ate my pussy, okay, yeah, fair. That's a fair
Right,
thing to
but it
complain
was a
about.
full critique
But
about-
don't like imply that he's gay because he didn't want to fuck you. That's not.
Right. That's
And,
I
and
didn't
get the
like
fuck
that
off my man. Like, get the fuck out,
Also,
Olivia.
she's pretty cool though for that PowerPoint slideshow, which is the greatest thing of all time.
I mean, it is.
Yeah.
Does anybody here not know about the PowerPoint?
Oh, yeah.
You know about it?
I'm well versed.
You know about it?
Yeah.
It's funny. My favorite
course
thing,
you'll know about the
my
PowerPoint slide.
favorite thing in the world is when I find someone who doesn't know about
and
that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
sit down and watch this.
And it's
The
also
arrow- I'm like, look at the arrows. Look at the arrows.
Yeah.
It's also probably why she has no problem like airing out fucking someone else. She's like, the whole
You see
world
my
did
asshole,
me
man.
fucking dirty. Like,
Yeah, I know.
The whole
She
world-
was the
They
original.
hacked into my fucking computer. However that got out, I don't know.
Yeah. How does a
Part
PowerPoint
of the
leak?
fact. Was that part
No,
of
that
the
was
fact?
way prefab
Oh,
thing.
that's like. I'm actually surprised you can still find it on the internet. I think for
Yeah.
a while it was like wiped off.
But see, that was huge. Like, that
Yeah.
part of her lore, like, that's
Yes.
what everyone's like,
Yes.
saw.
That,
lore.
that and the
The hot dog gift.
the G4.
Yeah.
She puts that whole thing.
Yeah.
And now she is just banging John Mulaney, Kelly.
No, she's not.
Yeah,
Don't
she
even
is.
say that.
She's treating that hot dog. She's treating him like that hot dog.
He's going through a tough time.
Is he your number one?
Maybe
I have
now.
never seen you fucking gush over a guy
He
like this.
might be
When
right
you went-
now. Yeah. I mean, like, I just like thought he was better than that. I don't know.
He's a raging
I hate to
alcoholic.
be disappointed. That's
He's
fine.
a
I can deal with
comedian.
that. I can deal with alcoholics. I can deal with drug addicts. I don't know if I can deal with him fucking Olivia Munn. I can deal with that.
Would you rather? Here's a good question.
Girlfriends.
Would you rather your John Mulaney, your number one, your next boyfriend, your husband, whatever?
Yeah.
Would you rather him have fucked like Jack Nicholson, like 3,000 women,
Mm-hmm.
or he's got a couple like celebrities to his name, like a normal amount of girls, but some of them are Olivia Munn.
I'm never bothered by the amount of people. It's very much who. So it's like if they are people who like are better than me, cooler than me, and they're gonna keep creeping up in life. Like if they're dead and gone and
Every
you deleted
time
their
Olivia
number,
Munn
it's
does a movie
fine.
or a show, it's like
Right, like I'll never see it. Like I'll never watch, I'll never see it.
Yeah.
Or if they won't talk shit. Like if immediately I am fine with it. If you dated somebody and then you talk shit about them afterwards, like, oh yeah, fucking that relationship was whatever, then I'm immediately fine. I'm like, okay,
how
cool.
about this?
Like thank God we can talk
So-
shit together because I want to talk shit. Because otherwise I feel like I can't say anything. Because like I don't want to get like, oh, don't say anything bad about her. I'd be like, fuck
Fuck you, we're gonna
like,
talk
what
shit
do you
about her.
mean?
Yeah,
Don't say anything
yeah.
bad about
What,
her.
do you love
Fuck
herself?
you. Yeah, literally, yes.
What, is it supposed to
Literally
be on your mind?
that. Yeah. Oh, what, you gonna text her? You gonna fuck her now? Like that's exactly my train of thought. So as long as you can talk shit, I don't care.
I read this today. So Travis Barker is with Kourtney Kardashian now.
Yep.
And he used to be married to Shannon Moakler. They had kids together and everything.
MTV show.
She's
Yeah.
also a raging bitch, just to say.
So-
Shannon, what's
So when they got
But you're
married,
still on Olivia Munn.
Sorry, yeah, that might be displaced. That might be displaced anger for Shannon.
so when
She
they
was a
got
bitch, but not that
married,
bad.
Travis and Shannon, or Shanna, or whatever, Moakler, they had a True Romance themed wedding, the movie True Romance.
Whoa, fuck.
And they named their daughter Alabama after, what's her name?
Jamie Lee Curtis.
No,
State.
the blonde and fucking. It's not gonna come to me.
Arquette?
Reese
Yes,
Witherspoon?
Patricia Arquette.
Oh.
She's Alabama in True Romance. So they have they love True Romance.
True Lies.
Now,
Yeah, I was like,
Courtney and Travis Barker are together, and they got a "You're So Cool" tattoo.
Yeah.
And they had a plane fly a banner away over their vacation house that said "You're So Cool," which is the catchphrase from True Romance. So he's just running it back, and they're getting tattoos, and they're doing
No,
it.
no, 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 no,
I
no,
mean,
no. I am not down with that.
Like
Not even a little bit am I down with that.
It's a playbook, but once it's like public,
No.
you can't recycle the intimate things,
Have
that,
we
the
learned
inside
nothing?
jokes and the
That's
From
That's
Deja Vu
funny.
by Olivia Rodrigo. Have you not heard that song?
I don't think I have. Have
It's
I?
exactly the lyrics of that song are like, "Do you get deja vu when she's with you?"
Mm-hmm.
And she details all the things that they did together that you're now doing with this new girlfriend. That's the number one thing.
Yeah.
It's like you don't fucking do that. You do things
gotta
with your
do your
girlfriend.
shit.
I'm gonna
You
go
gotta get a
find
new
a bunch of
repertoire.
new good
Well, then you're a shit
Well, that's the
person.
thing,
You're a
yeah.
shit person. Don't rub it in everybody's face. Then don't fly a plane over your fucking
I
house and put
agree.
it on Instagram.
I agree.
Don't
I think,
do that.
I think.
It's fucked
I mean,
up.
it's got to be Travis Barker being introducing all these girls to True Romance, right?
100% it
And then
is.
they
He's just
they're like, let's get
recycling
tattoos,
things.
and he's like, okay, whatever. But I feel like if Kourtney
How fucking good is
Kardashian,
True
she must have
Romance?
just not
I
known.
haven't
They're
seen
so
that.
I didn't see it
unoriginal.
either.
Oh my God, you haven't seen True Romance?
It's
Wait,
good.
is
That's
that
the movie I talked about it all the time with
with
all
the
the
kid
stars.
cast? Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
This
But I
one.
mean, if, Kourtney Kardashian must
Yeah,
not
right.
know that, right? That she
She
must have
definitely
just
doesn't
found
know.
out.
She definitely doesn't know, which almost makes it worse because that puts it on Travis Barker, in my opinion. Because
Yeah.
Courtney's probably just excited to be in this relationship and whatever, and she's getting love bombed by Travis Barker, tattoos and all this bullshit
And you
and
find
whatever.
out that it was
flying planes
your,
over the house.
Your fucking inside
It's
thing with the other girl.
recycled
It's
shit.
fucked.
It's
Yeah.
recycled game.
But
That's
also,
exactly
if
what
it
he's
ain't
doing.
broke and it works, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like
I mean, if it
it's
works,
almost
it
like a
works, but
pickup
it's
line
like-
sort of thing where it's like this works every time.
Doesn't that make
you
it
know?
mean less though? Like if somebody were
Yeah,
to
but we
so
like
say
it.
I'm like, oh, this is a sweet thing I like
He's
to
like,
do in romantic times. Like I like to bring this guy here and sit under the tree and it's romantic and whatever. And
I
if
know
you're
I'm getting a
romantic
good
guy.
dinner there. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
But then you bring somebody else there and do the
Carhartt.
same exact thing.
There's only
Do you
so
not
many
think?
bars in New York City right around my apartment.
Okay, that's fair. That's a fair argument.
I mean, yeah,
I don't know,
a lot
I
of things
hate
are going to
that
get
shit. I hate
recycled.
that
The
shit.
places you go, the way you fuck,
Not me.
the things you say, what, you just completely change
I don't go to
everything?
the same places. No.
No?
Ask me
Oh,
if I've been to
alright.
the. No,
Yeah,
not the
yeah.
same places, not the same things. I won't do it. Because how do you not
won't do
think
that.
of the?
Can't do it. I
How do you
won't
not
do it.
think
You're
of
like
the person?
fucking Ann in Parks and Rec, where it's like, this is my box from when I dated Rob. And this is my
Honestly,
box when I dated
kind
Aziz.
of. How do you not remember the things that you did with the person that you first went there with or had a moment?
I avoided.
And then you
I've
go
avoided
back and do the
spots
same
before.
thing.
I've definitely been like,
I feel like a fraud. I go
I
to
feel
the
like I
same place.
could,
I'm like,
I'm
I
allowed
just was
to,
here.
but I was just like,
totally allowed, but why would you want to?
Yeah.
Just make new memories. Don't relive the same memory with a new person and erase the existing
Touched
memory.
a nerve.
No, what are you talking about?
John Mulaney was a slippery slope.
Yeah, that really
Just
set me
wait
off, I'll be
until-
honest.
Just wait
Damn.
until John Mulaney and Olivia Munn are like reviewing wine on Instagram.
My hands are sweating.
John Mulaney's a wild one though, huh, man? Just like fresh out of jail, basically. Like I'm gonna go fuck Hollywood superstars.
Right.
That his ex-wife must be like, fuck. Like,
She's
what the
literally
fuck
heartbroken.
just happened?
Every day she's talking about how heartbroken she is.
But
over
she
the
also
fact
might
that
be
he
saying
filed for
that to
divorce.
like.
Has he done any of those shows yet that he booked?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's just
3.
going on there and talking
Tonight's the
about
4th.
like that's.
What was the thing?
There were a couple of things. I read a review.
It's just funny.
It was interesting because it was just like he's not who he used to be anymore. Obviously.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
'cause it was all like he's not even wearing a suit and tie anymore.
Does he
just-
still talk like that? Like,
I'm sure.
I think that's how he talks, like, in
I think
general.
that's his
Naturally,
voice.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's how
I'm
he
sure
talks.
like sometimes he ramps it up. But he was talking about how like he was 105 pounds when he went to rehab, which is crazy.
Wait,
I
so
don't
it's wait.
think
I
he's-
read that
What?
too, and I'm wondering if he was 105 pounds or if he was down 105 pounds. The headline.
Either
is
way,
misleading.
it's fucking
No, I
crazy.
think
I
think if he's down 105 pounds, he's
It's
under
less.
100 pounds.
Yeah, because he wasn't
Okay.
300. You know?
All right,
Yeah,
so
he's
that
probably
makes
like
sense.
170 maybe.
Yeah.
So
Okay, that makes sense.
So that
Yeah,
also
yeah.
means it was
Yeah,
not
yeah.
drinking.
For?
That means that's
No, he was just doing. He said it was alcohol and coke, but mostly cocaine.
Yeah, because if you're down to 105 pounds, you're doing a shit ton of coke.
Lots of coke. But he was reading an interview
bad
he
about
did in GQ magazine where he I guess he said something about the fact where he wasn't a violent addict. He just was a fun addict.
Yeah.
And then he started laughing out loud. He's like, I would kill everyone in this room for cocaine. and then
For a line of coke.
And then he read the rest of his GQ article because he didn't remember having the interview.
He read the whole
He was on the
interview.
cover of it, and I was like, how fucked up could you possibly have been? Where like it doesn't get mentioned in the expose. Like
Yeah, like we had a
Mulaney
weird ass
was
interview.
Clearly fucked up.
Yeah.
Like how can you be that blackout and like just given a fine interview that the interview doesn't mention anything?
But
I
what
feel
was the line where he said like I've never like connected with anybody. The only connection I've ever had is with the audience, and they were all like, "Woo!" And he was like,
Yeah.
"No, you assholes, that's terrible.
No.
Right.
I've never
really
had any
bad.
friends or
Ridiculous.
family that I connect with.
I gotta get some demons.
I remember a long
Don't
time
worry
ago,
about
early KFC radio, we talked about like being sober or like and we basically were saying like if you're the guy, and we were so young and stupid because like now we're probably all turned into this person. Like now we're all like actual alcoholics. But we were like it'd be so cool to be at the bar and be like, no, like I can't drink, man. And like why not? It's like, you don't want to know. Like,
I don't want to talk
because
about it.
like I'm mysterious, you know.
As
Like,
you rip a
some
cigarette.
shit- Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
of course.
But there is kind of something cool about that.
Yeah, it's cool. It's
love mystery.
damage. People love
Yeah,
damage. They're
you dumb
attracted- Why do you think
chicks.
I'm
Chicks are
so
so
wet
dumb.
for John Mulaney right now?
Yeah,
What do you
right,
think?
right. You liked him when he was
Come on.
functioning. Now, now that he's broken.
Like it's next level. Now I'm upset over Olivia Munn.
Fake to rehab stay.
I would not be
So like
surprised.
go to
The
rehab.
vape god.
Oh shit! I can't stop doing all these drugs. Oh God,
I
no!
guarantee there's Hollywood PR teams that say that like
Yeah.
you need to be a little bit of a bad boy image. Let's let's just go on vacation and
You
send
do a
went to
quick stint in
you know?
rehab. Yeah.
I mean, why not?
People love a comeback story.
Yeah, that's so true.
I'm very interested in the John Mulaney story. The whole thing.
I'll
like,
fill you in
I'm fascinated.
daily if you
Well,
want to hear.
But like I feel like there's still a lot that we don't know.
Yeah,
There's definitely a lot that we don't know.
especially if you break up and then just go right to Olivia Munn.
Right.
Like I remember, when I first heard that he got divorced, I was kind of like, oh man, that's fucked up. But also, when you go through something like that, you probably just say, I got to do whatever's right for me to like get straight and get healthy.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but then I'm gonna go fuck Olivia Munn. It's kind of like that just seems
Right.
like you broke up with her because you
Right.
want to like fuck people.
Seems
but
super
remember
fucked
when
up, but
CeCe
again-
Matthew got in trouble and then he was just like, I'm an alcoholic.
Yeah.
He got it was like I think kind of like a domestic dispute, and then he was just like, you drink too much. Everyone was like, go to rehab and get better. And it was like,
Okay.
wait a second, you've been playing baseball this whole time. We've never seen you drunk ever. What? Remember
Yeah,
that?
he had some trouble.
Remember
He had
that?
some trouble.
Yeah.
He had some trouble. I don't know exactly.
I remember being addicted to cereal. But
Yes.
I guess he has an addictive personality.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Blue
Yeah,
cereal,
loves
whatever.
Captain
Don't we
Crunch.
all? Don't we all have a personality at this point? Maybe not all of us, but some of us. Yeah, I don't know about this Olivia Munn thing. It's my head is spinning. You know
Is
what
she
though?
like your
It's
number
fine.
one enemy now?
It's fine. Like no, she definitely is. She
Yeah.
definitely is. But it's fine. He's rebounding. Like he needs to just like have sex with some whore in the meantime, right? Like he just
How
needs
long will
to.
they be together for? You?
You call Olivia Munn some whore?
Yeah, that's what she is to me now.
Did you
I think
think up
Kelly has-
until like 15 minutes ago that you were like next on John Mulaney's
You know,
list?
even more than that, it
In
sounds
my
like Kelly's
mind,
the
kinda.
ex-girlfriend.
Right.
He just had to fuck some
She's
much, and then
taking
it'll
us
come
far
back
back.
to me.
No
Like,
idea.
This is crazy.
You guys have no idea what happens in my
You
brain.
have-
Like the lengths it goes to make imaginative things. Like you've no
You
idea.
ever see the movie The Cell?
No.
Jennifer Lopez
J-Lo?
and Vince Vaughn. It's a horror movie where they use this machine where you can go inside people's brains and then you see like their nightmares and you see all these fucking fucked up things. Last brain I would ever want to go into.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Like,
You really
stay
don't.
the fuck away from
You
me with
really
that brain.
don't. Oh, it's just out of control.
J-Lo and Vince Vaughn.
Such a weird, and it is scary. It's a cool, like the things. Like I just remember this one scene. They're inside. I think they used it to go inside of a serial killer's mind. I think it's almost like Silence of the Lambs. They're using one serial killer to like catch another one. But inside this one guy's head, there's a horse, and then this thing falls and chops it, and then it chops it into slices, and then it spreads the horse apart. And that's all I remember from that movie. It was just fucked up. A horse
is
getting
weird.
sliced into like 10
Late
different
90s
pieces.
were fucked up.
Yeah, man.
I think I'm
And-
out on horror movies.
I was in when it was
I love
J-Lo
horror
and Vince
movies.
Vaughn. I was like, oh, nice little rom-com.
No,
and I'm out
no.
on, I'm out on the
It was
sliced
when they were
open
trying to
rice.
like branch out, I think, and then
I love horror movies. Maybe that's why my dreams are so fucked up and my brain.
Maybe that's because you're all like a horror fucking show.
That's true. Yeah.
You know,
I love horror movies, so that's.
What's,
I can't
like,
wait to
your
watch
favorite?
that. My favorite.
I feel like you gotta be a horror guy, right?
I'm a big
No,
fan.
know if I
I'm
have
too
a
scared. My,
favorite.
You are?
my imagination will make
slasher
it seem
stuff
too
or
real.
like thriller kind of.
That's also
Both
that's
of
also
them.
that. I get
Both
that a
of
little
them.
bit.
Really? You watch them like solo?
Yeah,
Horror movies?
My favorite one is The Strangers with Liv Tyler.
So
That's
No,
the-
that's the scariest
so
one.
good.
Because that could happen to anybody.
Yeah, that could
They
happen.
just show up to your
you
house
can go
and,
to a
like,
house
kill you,
with like
right?
your girlfriend, and then like 3 people just come.
Unreal.
That's when Glenn Howerton gets killed earlier in that, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I
we
think
get
so.
blasted.
The end of that movie is like
I want to watch this, so no
crazy.
spoilers.
And
You know
like
what might be my favorite?
horrifying.
Because you were home.
It's not even that
Right.
scary. It's so dumb.
Yeah.
But it
That's
like
fucked.
it sits in my heart nicely. Secret Window with Johnny Depp.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like not even that
No,
scary.
that's
but for some
cool,
reason,
though.
I love that movie. Like
I
he's
don't
the
remember
writer.
seeing
right?
it. Yeah,
It's
It's like
the
all in
writer,
his
it's like Coming
brain.
True or something like that.
Yeah,
right?
it's like he's like writing it
Yeah.
as it's playing out in
Right.
this place, and
Like
it's,
a little
it's
tiny
interesting,
town,
yeah.
the writer
I
shows
saw it
up.
in theaters, and like we had this really shitty movie theater in my town growing up, and there was this like upstairs version of the theater, like upstairs room,
attic sort of thing,
yeah,
yeah.
and it had like I don't know 20 seats in it, and that's where I saw it. So we were
Creepy.
all like crept in there.
Yeah.
It was cool.
I had a run when like The Ring and The Grudge and The Others and all those like the 90s, late
Yeah,
90s,
yeah.
early 2000s came out. So I liked horror movies then, and now I am a straight up pussy.
Yeah.
Like where
Really?
I'm like it's like I mean you know if I really had to I could like watch a movie.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of when I'm just sitting there I'm like I'm not enjoying this. I'm freaking the fuck out.
Like
So
why
I'm
do
gonna put
I
on like Always Sunny?
Why do that?
Why
to
torture
yourself?
myself, you
Yeah,
know?
like I'll just watch a comedy.
Do I want anxiety?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Sure,
I'll
yeah,
fucking
here you go.
feel
Here's
I
weird.
see it
Dose
as
of
like
anxiety.
shock therapy, where I'm like, if I watch this and I scare the shit out of myself, nothing else will scare me in this
You'll
place.
so
forget
crazy.
about John Mulaney.
Yeah, I'll say forget about all these things. They'll be very focused on this.
You are a nut, man. I
Yeah,
watched
yeah.
Hereditary by myself. That's like a relatively recent one.
Good one.
And I was
It's a good
like
one, yeah.
in
That
my
one
house
was like, it was
alone.
terrifying.
It's scary.
It is.
one's
It's very scary. But
Hereditary?
it's very good.
shocked at you
the
being
little
like
girl
horror.
that
The girl
I
that
like it,
knocked his
man.
head
But I
off.
can't see any
Oh.
freaking
Yeah,
out. Just
yeah,
watch it.
you
Like,
know-
oh, that's scary.
Fucking Bob Fox will fuck me and he'd be like, no, it's a thriller. and then it's just a full-on horror
Nah,
movie.
full
Because he
horror.
knows I hate horror movies, but he
Hereditary
likes
is
to
one
watch
of the
them.
one of the like
What a great
scariest
platonic
of
life
the past
couple
couple
Trent
years.
and Robbie are.
Yeah, it's
I love
You guys should get like civil union or whatever.
we get along great.
Yeah.
Except when he sneaks horror movies on me. It's like, it's a thriller. I was like, it's not. It's just fucking
This is
not.
just scary.
Yeah.
I love Bob Fox's hair.
Dude,
He's
it's
just
He looks
gone
great.
full.
I don't think he's
like,
ever going to stop. Is he still
Is he
here?
here?
No, I think he's gone.
Yeah,
Wait, he
popped
was
in.
here today?
Yeah.
Fuck,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't seen Bob in like 6 months. I feel like.
Yeah,
No,
he
he was
popped
here.
in for a little bit. Yeah, his hair is just really, really long.
Yeah.
I don't
Feels
think he's
great.
going to stop.
Right. No, I
He
mean,
shouldn't.
should
It
just
looks
keep
great on
going,
him.
like punk rock shit, you know.
We almost lost Bob Fox last week in Dallas. The weigh-in for Canelo, we went and it was like, no one told us that it was outside, really. And so
Oh, I heard
Large and him went in big fucking green jumpsuits. And like
no,
right when we got there, I was
sweating.
like, let's go to that crowd, like fire him up. And Robbie did so much activity that like 5 minutes later, like he was like sweating to the point where he was like, I just need to go. I
He
think.
said,
The guy-
he said,
Yeah.
he said
Like
they were
the
doing
EMTs
like
came
they
over,
were-
like he was fine, but
Shadow
Yeah,
boxing.
The
And
EMTs
yes, that's the thing. He said he was like punching, like being all cool, like I'm at the fight, and then 2 minutes later, the EMTs had to come over. He was like, I'm here.
I do have a picture of him like with he put his jumpsuit. I'm respectful to
You
my
are.
talent.
I would have been like, hey.
He put like the jumpsuit top over him so he could just like check phone and like make a shadow, but that I think made him hotter.
Yeah.
So he survived.
You had yourself-
He was
I
great,
think you
but
just blew his spot.
Dallas
I mean,
was
probably
amazing.
wasn't
That
supposed to tell you
He
about
was like, I
that.
feel like such a loser.
Was the Canelo trip like the peak of your?
That's one of my best work trips ever. Mixtape 2018 All Stars definitely up there because we met like Bill Russell and Migos and like Nipsey Hussle and all these people. But to be around Large, I don't know anything about boxing. I
Yeah.
promote Rough and
He-
Rowdy.
he knows it.
Rough and Rowdy is a circus act
Yeah.
with pregnant ring girls and fucking midgets and shit. This was like to see the real sport and to see like Canelo is like the Tyson of our generation.
I know.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but for Large got like 3 fist bumps, like 2 salutes.
Canelo winking
one of,
at him
like,
after he
the
won the
heart
fight.
pump,
That's
like,
wild, yeah.
and to be in that 73,000 thing arena, and we were also I was allowed to film the entrance like for it, and like crazy thing was like on the plane the next day I kind of like honestly teared up watching it because it was like 73,000 phones that all wanted to be where like
You
I
were,
was,
yeah.
and like that's where Barstool Sports was.
That's
and,
why
like,
you're so good at it.
went crazy.
Lauren gave you such a good shout out, but it's like you get all the content. You never put it on your your personal page, and it's all for the
Right, like Canelo.
I could have
the
like
point,
30,000 followers right
Absolutely.
now. Maybe.
Yeah.
The Canelo point was like
If I did
you
that.
filmed it like a movie. Like
Yeah,
it was
he,
like
like,
Canelo
panned
point,
over.
and then Large
Cool.
is rushing over there. Like
Yeah,
it was
very
perfect.
cool.
Yeah, it
All
really
about those
was.
The
facials.
Canelo winning this fight made me appreciate, well, not appreciate, but like understand just how good Mayweather is. Because I was
Yeah.
like, how come, like, what's up with Mayweather and Canelo? It's like, they fought before once, right? And I started reading on it, and they said Mayweather just beat the shit out of him. Or not beat the shit out of him, but just like handily beat him. It was
To
just
see
like,
those guys, the way they move their head, and like it's video game shit
Yeah.
where like you see it in like Rocky movies and shit, but to see it in person and
Yeah.
also just to see them walk around all week in like coordinated jumpsuits, different every day, and
Yeah.
just like
Oh, it's a
we
machine.
were in the lobby in the bubble, so
The
like
jumpsuits are awesome.
Billy Joe Saunders' dad was in the lobby, and all the gypsies are hanging out, and Tyson
Yeah.
Fury's talking shit, and Canelo's team's talking shit, and
Tyson
like
Fury rolls in
to
just like,
see
what's
just
up?
like that was the craziest thing too is Tyson Fury in an AT&T Stadium was like hounded by everybody, and just 2 days earlier Large was like putting up
Yeah,
mitts with him.
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
I don't know. So the boxing game's pretty cool.
I was,
I'm into it.
Rogan and Chappelle did a podcast this week, and Rogan was talking
it's
about
like
Canelo.
3 hours long, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
Joe
yeah.
always does that. I actually
Yeah.
listen to like all 3 hours because Chappelle is just.
I want to listen to
unbelievable
all
at
3
it.
hours, yeah.
But he was saying when Canelo fought Mayweather that like Canelo like halfway through the fight was like you could see him like fuck. This guy just knows everything I'm about to do.
Yeah.
Like, he's just moving like it's like he knows my whole playbook.
You
and
see
that's
that
Canelo.
what he hit Billy Joe Saunders with, which I couldn't even see it. That was the craziest thing. If you watch the 8th round of that fight, Canelo fucking bashes him with an uppercut, and then he's just going like literally this, and it was all Mexicans in that crowd.
yeah.
So it was like I felt like I was in the
broke his
Coliseum.
entire face.
And like Maximus is just calling it out, but when you see it in slow motion, like it looks like lucky, but Canelo just knew like
Knew what
movement,
to do.
movement,
Yeah.
boom, and I think the equivalent is like a baseball bat to the face.
Yeah, they
is
said it
like
was a
fracture.
quadrupod fractal or something like that. It was like
Oh my God.
I think like all 4 like.
Right to Billy Joe, he
broke the
still
face.
shaved the rest of that round, but
And that's why
yeah,
he didn't
boxing
like
is
he
fucked.
stayed on the stool. They call it like he didn't get off his stool because he didn't come out for the round, and he said like I'd have to die before that happened to me, or like he made fun of some other fighters for throwing in the towel. But like when you have a broken face
Dude.
and then you're
Right.
gonna go out there and get punched in that face by Canelo Alvarez, like
Yeah.
I don't blame
Didn't
anybody
know that was
who says
possible.
like I'm good.
I thought that was like, oh, I'm gonna break your face.
No, like
I didn't
the
know you could
whole-
have an actual broken
Right,
face.
it's like, what is it,
until
your
this fight.
orbital bone,
They
right?
said, I
Imagine
think,
like
like,
when you
both-
break your eye sockets.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean your eye sockets?
I mean, and that's like hard.
I feel like, yeah, you can, how do you,
And with like gloves.
And now to be that
Yeah.
guy,
Oh yeah, that's I'm like,
ouchie,
ow,
ouchie,
ow.
ouch. Like, no, it fucking would kill. Are you kidding? That's
Yeah,
cursed
no,
on
they're
shit.
animals. They're fucking animals. Let's. How long have we been going, Nick?
I don't know, it feels like 100 hours.
Probably
Yeah.
a while, yeah. What's that?
1 hour, 6
Oh, okay.
Oh,
All right.
yeah.
Shout out.
Cool.
All right, that's it for Friday Night Pints. Big thanks to Eddie for sticking around. Get back to Chicago, do your thing. Shout out to Tommy Chokes. I smoked you in the Triple S,
those are
but it's
really
okay.
close.
Tired Tommy Chokes. Take your pick, whatever.
Tired
Kelly, I'm just like so sorry about Olivia Munn. Like,
Thank you, I
maybe
appreciate your
We'll
support.
get through this. We'll
Thank you.
figure it
I'm
out.
gonna need all the support I can get, so thank you.
Devlin, great work with Canelo and
Thank
everything,
you.
and to the Carhartt boys. Great appearance. Great job. Thanks for watching Friday Night Pints. Make sure you click on the bell icon below to keep up with notifications, and make sure you subscribe to our channel. Strong drinks, full pints, can't lose.
Can't lose.